What it do? It's your boy Herb Tutter. Welcome back to the show, The Transition. Today I'm talking about a hater's reflection. Now, this conversation will definitely be a little touchy, so, bear with me. Walk this walk with me. I've talked to a lot of fathers that want to be in their children's lives, but they don't really want the bad decision mama issues. Now, before anybody says that I'm male chauvinist or I'm hating on mothers or whatever, I'm a mama's boy. So, nope, not that type of situation. I am just talking from a father's standpoint, but also men that, talk to me. And we seem to always sugarcoat the situation. We seem not to talk about it from a standpoint where there is two parties, you know. And here's the thing. I speak on every situation differently, and that's how it should be done. You know, every scenario didn't end with a father that cheated or was abusive or didn't want to do anything with the kids, and all of these situations are different. Everybody's situation is different. What some people hate is the fact that you actually got to a point where you stop letting others, and therefore the mother of your children, to use you like a doormat. But this takes some strength from you actually getting off the floor and making sure people stop stepping on you. A lot of times as fathers, people preach to us that if you don't stick around, then you're not a good father. Well, we celebrate a woman that gets away from a negative situation, something that's toxic, abusive, or whatever. We celebrate her, but then when a man does it, we immediately bash and beat him up for him not sticking around in toxic. Let me tell you something. Toxic is toxic, no matter what, no matter how the situation is. And miserable people enjoy misery. Here's a question. Why aren't we asking, why did we have, or why did we decide to have children with each other? I have a bunch of female friends, so I know both sides, from the father side and the mother side, and this question continues to keep getting avoided. Why did you decide to have a child with this man? I've had a couple of my female friends talk about how he ain't crap and this, that, and the other. I'm like, so what made you think that it was a good idea to have children with him then, if you thought that he wasn't crap from the beginning, or if you found out that he wasn't crap? What I'm not understanding is what made you decide that it was a good idea for you to just go in and have a child with him from that point. It's just like the questions that I've had my female friends and some of my male friends say is that, why isn't that other person working? Or why wasn't they faithful? Society answers these questions with, well, that's because they lazy, or they didn't have any home training and they don't understand a good thing when they see it. But we never talk about why people keep running into this situation of a damaged person trying to procreate, without working on self. And to me, hey, I'm not putting anybody down, but if you have issues that have issues, why would you bring a child into the world until you work on yourself? What I understand is that bitterness destroys lives and creates hate and disrespect to the non-custodial parent. You can't pull your children into adult conversations and battering and talking about the father or the mother that's outside of the household, and believe that a child's going to give that type of responsibility and then therefore power back. But as a person that decided to have a child with this other person, at some point you're going to need that other person, and I say this and I mean it 100%, is that, and I say it in a few of my segments here, you can't win and lose in the exact same game, which means that you can't go to your locker room and have a press conference about how you won, and then run out of your locker room and run into the losing locker room, and then go to talking about how you lost the game too. There is no way that you can win and lose the exact same game. Your children were supposed to be made by and with a person that you actually love, not I ain't got nothing else to do, or this person's trying to get away from this toxic, so I'm gonna trap them with a child, or trap her with a child. A child isn't a tool. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of kids today are becoming young adults, and they have all the wrong ideas about that. And me being a father, I've spoke on what the mother of my child has done, and it didn't make the situation any better. It made it worse, because the manipulation was so strong. Is that, well, okay, well, yeah, that probably sounds right, but because I was told that you just left me and didn't want me, you can never break that cycle or that chain. So as a father, especially if you're out of the household, and I'm speaking as a father that's out of the household, it is so hard to get the respect back without tainting that person's name. And if you do taint that person's name, you're not going to get the respect, period. So I've just learned how to be the bad guy. It's okay. It's not a problem. But I'm not getting ready to be a doormat. So I'd rather be a bad guy than a doormat. You know what I'm saying? And I say that to a bunch of people. A hater's reflection will continue this disrespect to parents that did look out. I looked out for my children on a number of occasions, but those stories are so far and in between. Is that if we don't get those stories out there, then, immediately people feel like, well, you just left me and didn't do anything for me. I'm still doing stuff for you, But why would anybody tell you about that? This is something, man, a weak foundation. If your foundation was weak in this relationship, you shouldn't put children on top of it. If you're saying that he wasn't crap, why did you continue in a relationship? But also, why did you have kids with a person that you felt wasn't crap? The child is like, what, 2 or 3? You didn't know that this person wasn't crap before you decided to have children with him? As I said, some situations are difficult and some situations are different, as is individual relationships. That's why I mind my business. I don't try to make any assumptions or side with anybody in anybody's relationships, because I wasn't there to see any of it go, and I wasn't there to see any of it break. But this is something I will tell everybody. It takes 2 people to make a good relationship, but it definitely takes 2 people to break one. It's your boy Herb Tutter, man. Today I'm talking about a hater's reflection. Don't reflect your anger towards me when you really need to be mad at yourself. It's your boy Herb Dot, man. This is my show, The Transition. Listen, do something for somebody else, trust me, to give you a chance to figure out where you're supposed to be. Holla at your boy. Until next time.